I'm the world's greatest superhero.
You're my greatest failure.
The world will recognize you for the pitiful disappointment you are. You are not a god. You are simply bad product.
Just tell me. I'll fucking suck your dick. Put all of your fucking shit.
What the fuck happened to Homelander? How does a man perceived to be the strongest, most untouchable soup in the verse get manhandled like this?
Oh my god. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck?
I'm sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit.
Don't get me wrong. The Season 5 finale ended well narratively. Homelander went out exactly how you'd expect. As the insecure man-child he's always been. That part fits his character perfectly. The problem is, the finale completely failed to depict Homelander as this unstoppable force the show has spent multiple seasons building him up to be.
That doesn't make sense.
And that's what feels so underwhelming. Seeing Homelander struggle with Butcher felt embarrassing, because let's be honest, Butcher technically isn't on his level. This is the same Butcher who spent the whole season avoiding direct physical confrontations with Homelander and even Soldier Boy. The same Butcher who understood that fighting Homelander head-on was basically suicide. So, why does it suddenly feel like Homelander can be overpowered if enough people jump him?
He doesn't have any weakness. There isn't a weapon on Earth that they haven't thrown at him. They've all
Hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
This is fucking bullshit. Okay? These fucking assholes,
Homelander should have easily overpowered Butcher and Ryan together, or at the very least dominated the fight far more than what we saw. I've feared this would happen ever since Season 3. Take the Herogasm fight, for example. The matchup itself made sense. Soldier Boy is portrayed as being nearly equal to Homelander in raw strength, so Homelander struggling there was understandable. But the scale of the fight? Completely underwhelming. These are characters built up by the show to feel at least city-level threats, yet their fight was contained inside one house with a few broken walls. That's weird. You're telling me the two strongest soups alive are going all out, and the collateral damage barely extends beyond one building? The Boys has always had a strange relationship with power scaling. I know people get annoyed when fans obsess over power scaling, but it matters. Consistency matters. Because power levels are part of storytelling. If a character is built up as unstoppable for multiple seasons, then suddenly starts struggling against people who shouldn't realistically threaten him, viewers notice. And Homelander getting beaten down, restrained, and held long enough for Kimiko to land attacks completely exposes that inconsistency. Because if Homelander could be overwhelmed this easily, what exactly were Butcher, the Boys, and the rest of us so terrified of all these years?
Homelander's here. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Shut the fuck up, you cunt!
Why spend entire seasons treating him like an unavoidable apocalypse if enough people can eventually overpower him? Another inconsistency that's bothered me ever since Season 3 is the fact that Homelander fought Soldier Boy, Temp v. Butcher, and Huey simultaneously, and walked away with bruises. Yet Maeve, fighting mostly alone, managed to make him bleed and even damage his ear. Yes, Homelander was holding back, but with how terrified Maeve had been of him throughout previous seasons, that jump in effectiveness feels strange. Then there's Temp v. Butcher. How exactly is a virus infected? Dying Butcher, suddenly giving Homelander serious problems. This is the same Butcher who has consistently been portrayed beneath top-tier soups. The scaling just becomes confusing. And don't even get me started on speed inconsistencies. A-Train is portrayed as insanely fast enough to outrun explosions and move before normal people can perceive him. Homelander has repeatedly been implied to be even faster, considering feats like saving Butcher from an explosion or casually appearing across distances almost instantly. Yet in major fights, that speed advantage practically disappears. Characters who should barely react to Homelander somehow keep up with him in close combat. The finale especially ignores this, because realistically, if Homelander truly fought using his established speed, many of these confrontations should end in seconds. Then there's Starlight, whose power level seems to fluctuate depending on plot requirements, or Soldier Boy's blast, sometimes portrayed as this terrifying equalizer, other times feeling weirdly inconsistent in effectiveness. The issue is that power levels in Boys often feel dictated by what the story needs in that moment, rather than established hierarchy. And that hurts tension, because once viewers start questioning whether power levels matter at all, the stakes disappear. Now, to be fair, some of this probably comes down to budget constraints. Eric Kripke has mentioned before that The Boys doesn't have the kind of budget needed for massive Man of Steel level destruction. And honestly, that's understandable. Expecting movie-scale battles from a TV series is unrealistic. But even with limited resources, they could have done more. Couldn't they have shown Homelander completely snapping, going on a full-scale rampage, showing why everyone feared him for years? Because for someone built up as an unstoppable god, his downfall felt surprisingly small. And maybe that's intentional. Maybe the point was always that Homelander was more terrifying psychologically than physically. But if that's the case, the show spent multiple seasons convincing us otherwise. At the end of the day, The Boys remains one of the best superhero satires out there. But its power scaling? It's messy. And Homelander's final portrayal may go down as one of the most underwhelming payoffs to years of buildup. Because when the strongest man in the world falls, you expect something bigger than a few broken walls. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the finale handled Homelander perfectly, and I'm overthinking the scaling. So tell me in the comments, did Homelander get nerfed? Or has The Boys always had inconsistent power scaling? And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.